I wanted to talk a little bit about virtual BLFC, virtual biggest littlest FurCon. And one of the things I really wanted to talk about was just how great this convention was. Out of all of the virtual conventions, this has far been my favorite. And many people might say it's probably because you're biased towards NeosVR, which the official convention was hosted on NeosVR as opposed to VR chat. And I will say that that has a lot to do with why I think it was so good. But it really shows to me how much a virtual convention can be if it's allowed to be that. A lot of the problems with the earlier virtual conventions when they were in their, I guess, their youth, which is what you would say, is that there's not much to really do besides talk with the people that are there and watch the events. And there isn't really like a feeling of, hey, I'm at a convention, hey, I'm at a space. I don't really get that feeling whenever I have been doing the virtual conventions of the past. The only thing that the only conventions that I would really say that really captured this type of feel is Ferality, and then also Euroference, Virtual Ference. And the reason why I would say Ferality is because Ferality is solely a virtual convention, and they've done a lot of it right. And then Virtual Ference is mainly like that because they provided the experience that you would want from a convention. And they were the only other people, I would say, that the only actual virtual conventions that were truly virtual and everything was taken care of. They spent a lot of time and effort to make sure that this was a priority. Was Virtual Ference, Virality, and Virtual BLFC. I'm not saying that any of the other conventions didn't try to give that same type of virtual experience to the people, but it was more of like a, hey, we're doing a stream and this is a world that you can enjoy it in. Whereas in Virtual Ference, you were able to go up the elevators and go to rooms, and that was really, really exciting. I really liked that. That was basically the next step for a lot of this virtual reality type of stuff. And we kind of hit the high point at Virtual Ference, and then we kind of just went down low. And because of a lot of different factors, whether it be that VR chat wanted to do not so nice things to the conventions because they want you to pay money to host these type of things, or just that the people that are volunteering don't really have enough time to truly make something that is nice, and a lot of the virtual aspects being an afterthought to a lot of the conventions. I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm just saying that these are the truly online experiences, and these are the ones that stood out and did it right. And Ferality is truly online, but it has a lot of the problems of a lot of the other conventions, where all it is it's a space and then a convention stream. It's just a stream that you watch, and there's not really the same type of vibe that you get from a convention. The convention for Virtual Ference felt special because you're like, hey, I'm down in this area, well, let's go back up to the room and have like a little room party and type of stuff. So back to VBLFC, the reason why I think that this has been the best virtual convention is because it has truly been an experience that's similar to one that you would get at an actual convention. You can have your own suite. You can have your own room that I'm in right now, and you can put whatever you want in your room. You can customize it. You could make it look like whatever you want it to. You could put bags in it if you want to make it, to give it that type of con effect of, hey, I'm taking all my luggage in here. We got the pizzas over here, and all of that stuff can be done, and it can really feel like its own individual space. And that type of thing is really, really nice when it comes to the convention type of feeling. And the other thing is that in the two worlds that were available, the pool world and then the dance world is what you'd expect of a lot of the conventions, having a space where, you know, there's lights and there's the music and everybody can dance and do their thing, and it feels like you're at an actual convention, rave or dance, whatever you want to call it. This one was special because all of the lights were controlled by an actual person. So when somebody was playing whatever song, the lights would go to that song, and that just immerses you even more. The lights aren't just randomly moving around, and the lights are more directly tied to what's happening at the event that you're at. And the last thing that I want to say is this has been my favorite part, and it's the interactability of Neos as a platform. And it's this right here. I can just show up. There is a... Oh, it's still attached to me. So I can just show up to the convention, and they had vending machines that you could get hats and cool things like this thing of glasses, and you can decide what you want to wear. And so I have this hat, and I absolutely love this hat. It's not on there the right way, but that's fine. So, and then they had badges that you just grab and stick on your character. And whenever I was doing this type of thing with VR chat, you would have to download you'd have to download a 3D file and then edit it in Photoshop or some other program, and then import that into Unity, like make an extra version of your avatar or whatever. And that, you know, wasn't the hardest thing, but I know how to do that, but not everybody knows how to do that. And as soon as I got into the world, everybody was running up to the vending machines, grabbing all of the appearances and everything that you can get and trying them on. And everybody was, you know, mixing and matching and doing crazy things with the vending machines. There was glow sticks and like poi balls that you could use. And everything was just really, really nice. And there was so much interactability between what you were able to do besides just sit around and hang with your friends. Because, yeah, you can hang out with your friends and, you know, in a Discord call and just, you know, sit around, do nothing, watch a stream. Or, you know, you could be like, hey, man, what do you think about this hat? Oh, hold on, dude, let's go up to the room. Hey, I want to do something to the room. So you could just, you know, pop back into the room, take a couple of things, and you're like, hey, I want to edit this. And people did edit it. People made their own types of, they took this room right here. Oh, that's a zoom. They took this room right here, and they turned it into a double, like a double connected room, where this door is going to an exact mirror of this exact room. And then they had like a dance stuff on this side, and like I can't remember what was on the other side, but the fact is that you could do all this, you can edit all of this and do whatever you want. And it didn't really take too much time. A lot of people made some really nice things. And here, I'll switch to one right now. And so this is based on an existing map that's already in Neos, and I believe they just took a lot of the textures and a lot of the 3D models from that game, or that map, and stuck them into this map. So you can see that all this is the same layout of the room, but it has a lot of these a lot of these things here. Oh, and you can also see I got the other visor on that you can get from this. So yeah, this was another thing that you could get. And then I got my glow sticks on my side right here, and all the glow sticks would change to the music, and so would like the hat and some of the visors and stuff like that. So and um the other thing I completely forgot about this one is they had a wristband, so you could be anywhere in all of Neos. You could be, in a completely different world. You could be in this world, that world, whatever, and you could look at your wristband and you could say, "Oh, look, this DJ's playing. I guess I want to go back to his set, so I want to go to whatever world that is." So you could just go hop back into the dance, and then there you go. You know exactly what's happening because it's right there on your wrist. And that type of stuff really made virtual BLFC feel like a really, really good experience. It was a really good con. So the thing about it is virtual BLFC is probably going to be the last virtual convention for a while. I believe that a lot of the conventions that are going to be held are solely going to be physical, with virtual versions playing at the same time. But the amount of work that people put into their virtual conventions, I don't think is going to be nearly the same. And when it comes to many of the other conventions, there wasn't really much besides just a map that was really given to them. So I think virtual BLFC really has the highest end in everything that was created for it, and the platform that it was on. While it isn't as popular as VR chat, it will live on every year. And since there's so much power given to Neos, basically you could be like, hey, we've got this map, and this year's theme is whatever, and then you could just reuse the same map just like every other convention would do, but you could, make a couple of props like this little visor, and then throw it in like a little vending machine, throw it out in a little whatever there was, and then basically it's just adding more and more to that type of experience. And you can also do things like this, where you could just theme these maps. You could be like, hey, if you're in this game, would you like to make our theme? Even if the team that makes virtual BLFC decides that they're not going to mess with it anymore, this world right here is completely open and anybody can edit it. So even if they were to be like, no, we're not going to make any other versions or whatever, somebody could be like, hey, the theme of this year is X. And they're like, okay, so I've made a whole bunch of assets. I put them in here. And now we have a virtual BLFC for this year's theme. And there's a lot about that. And you don't really have to know too much to do something like that. I don't know. I've just been rambling. I've been really, really enjoying... I just really enjoyed VBLFC, and while there is a lot of problems with doing an event like this on a new platform that not many people use yet, and it does have its own problems, and it's, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's some things that it does need to be a lot better. I think that this will scale a lot better in the future, and I want to see more and more things start moving in this direction. And I'm hoping that virtual conventions don't die here. I know that Virality will be making more and more conventions, which is nice, but I want to see Virality move over to a platform like Neos, where this type of stuff is possible, and it feels a lot more interactable, because VR chat right now and for the foreseeable future doesn't really have much of these same type of tools and aspects about it that really make the con experience what it was on Neos. Yeah, so I really just wanted to make a video talking about this type of stuff. I really believe in the VR space for conventions and furry events because I think it's a really good intermediate area for people that want to do things in the furry community, but they're not able to physically attend conventions. As I've noticed that whenever I'm online, the amount of people that go to conventions, that subsection of people that go to conventions is very, very different from the people that you may talk to online, because either they don't make enough money to travel, they only go to one con a year, they, for whatever reason, just can't make it to all these conventions, or when they do, they don't really know anybody, so it's hard for them to really get out there and get to know people because they've got nowhere to start. So this type of space I really believe in, and I think there's a lot of cool things that this type of platform, Neos, that being, can bring to conventions. And I want to start seeing people that had been working on conventions, all the volunteers and all those people that are extremely skilled in making 3D models and stuff. I want to start seeing those people start coming together to make more things like a Furality, where it's a convention that exists solely online, and it doesn't have to be tied directly to a physical place. I think being tied to a physical place is completely fine. But as you can see here, this was completely tied to a physical place, but yet it is completely done up with more of like a foresty look, more fantasy based and all that. There's a lot more to this. And all this was some textures that was changed and some basic things that were changed to this to really give it that look. So, I'm kind of been rambling, and I hope that you've enjoyed my rambles. I probably will be making a little bit more VR content here soon. I have some ideas, and I've been really wanting to push a little bit more information about VR, especially because I feel like there's still a lot of people that are getting into it, and I don't want to feel. I want to be able to help out where I can, because I've really, really enjoyed having VR during this whole pandemic, and it's helped me a lot. And I know that even past the pandemic, people are really going to be enjoying it. And I want to make sure that anybody that gets into VR doesn't feel like they missed a train or anything like that, because I really think that this space is going to continue to grow, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger. So yeah, if you liked my little ramble, tell me what you think in the comments, and I will be making some more videos about NeosVR here soon. If you're very interested at all in Neos, you can give me a subscribe. You can ask questions. I'm more than happy to help where I can. I'm not the smartest person, but I'll do what I can to help. I'll see you later. Bye.
Yay!